Guys ready? $349. $349. Trying. I'm not late, and I'm a woman. We need a roll.
All right.
Yes.
We're going to go ahead and get started. Yeah.
All right, you guys, let's rock and roll. Chop, chop. Good job. Yeah, it's up to you. Go for it.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. Case, we shut that door. As I mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, we have two very special speakers. Jennifer Magley's here with the CI Web Group. The one thing I'm going to share with you is I don't know how much you've given thought to how to reach your customers, how to market to your customers, but I guarantee you she's going to have you think a little bit differently over the next 45 minutes. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, you guys. You guys are not tired, right? Do I need to turn the lights on? Do I need to turn the air conditioning up? Yes. All right. If I see any heads bobbing, I'm calling on you. Just in case. I see eyes getting a little tired over here. You guys, thanks so much. I'm Jennifer Bagley. I'm the CEO of CI Web Group. We're the preferred digital marketing agency for Goodman and Amana. I have my colleagues with me, Mr. Michael Hicklin in the back behind the camera. So if you turn, get your good side. Wait. I have Patrick Carr, head of our sales division as well, in the back at the table. He's there to answer questions and help you guys. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about digital marketing. You good? Yeah? No headaches to start with. You'll have one at the end, not to start with. Before we get started, grab your cell phone. So you're going to want your cell phones out. You can take pictures of slides. You can take pictures, just, Facebook it, tweet it, whatever. Just get this side. Open up your text message, and you're going to shoot us a text. You'll download this ebook. Okay, so in the number area, you'll put in 44222. And in the message area, you'll put in GPN dealer, no quotes, no space. So in the number area, you put in 44222. In the message area, you put in GPN dealer, no space. So sometimes your autocorrect will put a space after GPN, and no quotes. Hit send. It's going to send you a text message back and say, please reply with just your email address. And then you'll type your email address in, hit send, and boom, you'll get the ebook, which is HVAC, the Ultimate HVAC Marketing Guide. That'll show up in your email. So that's there. Because we have a lot to cover and we have 45 minutes to do it, and there's no way, because I could talk to you guys for 15 weeks straight about just this. So that'll give you at least some more information. Have things changed as far as technology? The way consumers buy, the way they shop, the way they research? Have you noticed any changes? A little bit? A lot? A lot. Yeah, it shows up in our kids. You notice? Ever seen a toddler with an iPhone? It'll make you feel slow. So, 4 years ago, I was talking about mobile responsive. Google came out with a requirement called Mobilegeddon. Basically said if your website is not responsive, which is a new way of coding and developing cascading style sheets, I won't get too nerdy on you, that Google was going to start penalizing sites. That was then. Everybody had smartphones 4 years ago, yes? Okay. No, it's all right. I've got a class for that. 2 years ago, I was talking about these. Wearable devices, watches. As sales increased for wearable devices, the way people search started changing because they started talking to their wrist. This year, well, last year, 2016, on the right-hand side, anybody know what those are? What is it? Echo, good. Amazon Echo, also known as Alexa. There you go. All right. And its newest competitor this year, who was that? Google Home. Absolutely. These are AI devices. Okay, AI devices, this is artificial intelligence, the ability to talk to your little device, tell it turn on the music, turn on the radio. Alexa, what's a good air conditioning repair company with the best reviews in Edmonds, Washington, for example? You can ask it anything. Turn up the heat, turn on the lights, turn down the lights, lock the front door, open the garage, shut the garage, order pizza, order me an Uber. You can tell it anything. Anybody have an Alexa in their house or their office? Do you love her? I do too. Do you love her?
Yeah. Voice my kids up.
Yes, it teaches my kids their homework. It does so much. I love her. I miss her when I travel. I have to do my own math. That was the #1 device, communication device sold on Amazon this holiday over Christmas. That's a different query. If I go to Google and I type in AC repair Louisville, where am I at? Kentucky. That took a minute. Been in a lot of states in the last few weeks. Okay, if I go and I type it in, I'm going to type in a short series of words, right? But if I'm talking to a device, is that query different? It's very different. It's conversational. So having our business, our products, our services show up as an option when somebody's talking versus typing requires a whole different philosophy. Would you agree? Okay, because it's all math. It's just math. It's data and math. Remember, Google's deaf and blind. Okay, reads Braille. No text, no go. Nothing to crawl, no go. How we feel like technology is changing is more like this, the left side. Because we're living in it. You know, we're going through this gradually and so forth. How technology is actually evolving compared to time, it's this. We're in a massive curve. Anybody have teenagers as kids? Did they used to use Facebook for a while? What do they think of Facebook now? It's for old people. Right? They're done. Right? Emails for dead people. This is how teenagers think. I don't want to discredit them, regardless of how you feel about your own children, because they typically have databases larger than a business that's been in business 5 to 10 years. They have more influence, the ability to reach more people than we have after 10 years of marketing our own businesses. We only have 1,000 days before they're going to be our competitor, our employee, God forbid our employer, right? Or a potential customer, or an influencer of our ideal client, their parents. And the way they use these devices has changed drastically, the way they communicate. So it's not going anywhere. It's not going to go away. I have a poem, I wish I had time for it, but basically says, don't wait for technology to change, it's not going anywhere. I mean, it's not going to go backwards. It takes a natural disaster to do that. All right, how consumers buy. So you guys think about this. In the last 12 months, pull yourself out of being a business owner and just think about being dad. Do I have moms? Dang, what'd you guys do with the women? There's not one in the room. Can't even say the word mom. Okay, so you guys think about being a homeowner. In the last 12 months, you were not an existing client of this product or service. How many of you made a decision to do business or buy a service or a product from only these? Radio, television, newspaper, door hanger, magazine, billboard. Anyone buy anything in 12 months from any of those and you weren't an existing client? Look around. Not one hand. I used to be able to say if I was in the center states that the math was different. Not this year. This is the first year in the center of the country that the math is the same as the outskirts of the country that normally adopt technologies a little bit faster. How many of you have made a purchase because you went online and did a search? Raise your hand. Look around. How many of you asked for a friend for a referral? Raise your hand. Look around. How many of you Googled them first before you made the call? Raise your hand. Look around. I don't need any advertising company to tell me how to market my business. Okay, I'm an entrepreneur. I wasn't born and raised in the marketing world, nor trained by advertising agencies. And when, quite frankly, when they sit down with all their charts and graphs and pitch, I don't care because this is what I make my decisions on. Real people, as mom, as dad, as homeowner, telling me how they buy, how they shop, what they do. It's changed. These numbers, it didn't look like this 2 years ago. Now, if we put our business hats back on and we go to our mailbox and we grab the mail and we see an HVAC guy that sends out a brochure, a pamphlet, or a flyer, do you guys look at it? Only HVAC. Everything else you do what with? What do you do when you go to the trash? Or what do you do when you go to the mailbox? Yeah, and can you come be my interpreter? I'm just kidding. What do you do? Toss it. All right. You guys, people buy two ways. They buy online. They go do a search. Now, the way they shop online, that changes. It's different. They ask for a referral, and then they go back online and they look for what?
Reviews.
Perfect. Done. End. So, in the digital world, challenge is, as business owners, this cliche does not work. Keep doing the same thing, you can expect the same results. Why not? What do you think happens? If you keep doing the same thing year over year, what happens? Go backwards, right? It's a big space. The number of pages online, the number of backlinks, the time online, the number of friends and family and followers and links and reviews and everything else. Everyone else is adding to their portfolio, their digital portfolio. If you're not adding continually to that digital portfolio, but everyone else around you is, what happens? They move up, you move back. So if people only buy two ways, what do we need to focus our energy on? It was an easy question. Those two ways. That's it. It's simple. Here's the cool part. You have a couple ways to spend your money. You have compound interest, things that produce result over result over result for years to come. You have simple interest or burn and churning through cash. If you do a mass mailer, are you getting compounding benefits from that mailer year over year over year? Or burn and churn? Burn and cash? Burn and cash. How about if you do television? Which one? Burn and cash. Same concept. Let's say you have the same pitch, but this time instead of TV, you make 12 YouTube videos. Throw them up on YouTube. Which one is it? Burn and churn or compound interest? Compound. Why? What do you have 2 years from now? More what?
More views.
More views. Perfect. Every penny. We have to think about as investors in our business. How do we spend money? How do we invest in our business to where it's going to produce compounding interest impacts on our business and a compounding return? Yes? All right, so it starts off with this. This is one element of a program that we've written called the 12-Step Roadmap to Achieve Accelerated Results. Starts with how you think. Mindset is first. Your ability to say no is as great as your ability to say yes. When to say yes is even more important. You guys get a lot of pitches, a lot of sales calls, huh? How often does Google call you? Anybody got a call from Google? Google will never call you. Never. We're certified webmasters and developers for Google. We can't call them. They won't call you. Those are scammers. They may pitch something that says, oh, I just want to check your Google business listing is out of date and I want to help you update it. It only costs this much. It's free. Log in and update it yourself. It's free. Google business listing is free. They may say, I saved a page 1, position 1 result. We'll come back to that. So how you think. If you have a positive attitude, if you are progressive, if you want progressive and continuous improvements in your business, and you're willing to sit through some of the stuff that gives you a headache, just a little bit, you don't have to do it. You just have to know enough to hire well. Know enough to be able to say yes to the right things and no to the right things. Next is strategy. It's not a guessing game. There's no blue pill that you can take, the miracle pill that's going to make your phone ring off the hook. Has anybody been sold that pitch? Anybody told you all you got to do is this and it's going to make your phone ring like crazy? No one? That's amazing. You guys are in a bubble. That's normally a big pitch. It takes a minute. It takes a minute. Having complete clarity. Where do you want to go? Why'd you guys get into business for yourselves? 3 things. You want more what? Money. Perfect. Next. Freedom. Perfect. Next. Last one. Having more freedom gives you more time. That's it. Money, freedom, and time. How many of you feel like you have all 3? So I get you. I get you. I feel you. So we have to figure out how to leverage technology in order to turn time into cash. How to convert time to cash by leveraging technology. We have to set up the right systems. We have to set up the right processes. We have to have the right mindset. We have to make sure we have the right data. We're tracking the right data. We can reuse the right data. We're not just tracking customers in QuickBooks. It doesn't work that way. There's more to it. We have leads. We have opportunities. People have said yes. People have said no. We have existing customers that maybe had you install a new system, didn't sign up for a maintenance agreement, or their kid has allergies, their husband has sleep apnea. There's tons of other things we need to capture. So having clarity, planning, positioning, technology, your network, who do you surround yourself with? Who are you getting advice from? Are you continuing to invest in yourself? Everything, so I skipped the whole left side because we're not there yet. So everything boils down to this. We have to do the right things in the right order at the right time. The challenge is we come to presentations like this, some twit stands up to teach you how to tweet, and all of a sudden you think you should be on Twitter, right? And that's not always the case. Do you need to be on Twitter? Yes. Right now, I don't know. All of that depends on where you are. If you're investing in SEO and you have a horrible website that's out of compliance with Google, burning cash. If you're investing in pay-per-click and driving them to a website not designed to convert, not mobile responsive, without a click to call, without proper call to actions, you're burning cash. If you're spending money on SEO, you got a great website, everything's perfect, you're ranking, you're on top of Google, your content is great, your website is perfect, it's designed to convert, but you have bad reviews out there on one of the top 70 local listing sites. It might be number 1, but it doesn't mean you're going to close a business because people look for what? Reviews. If you go one more season, one more summer, without having a formal review system in place to be able to capture every happy client's feedback in a format that can be leveraged, optimized, marketed, and promoted, that's a huge missed opportunity. Huge. And there's easy ways to do that. So we'll cover some of that. This is essentially the basics, just basics of a digital marketing strategy. It's like building funnels. If you can imagine having a whole bunch of funnels, as many as you can hold, every funnel produces a little bit of something. That way, if one funnel bursts or something happens, I still have 6 more working. Is your website generating income? Is your website ranked on page 1 at Google? For what phrases and what locations? Is it pages? Is it blog content? What's showing up? Do you have pay-per-click ads? Do you have a Google business listing? Social media sites, local listing sites, directory listings, review sites? Do you have an email marketing campaign tackling your database, existing customers, past clients, old prospects? Every one of these things is a funnel. We just have to make sure it's put together in the right order. Starting with your website. That's number 1. That's actually something you own. It can improve the appreciation, the value of your company. People buy that. It's a big deal. It'll change the price tag on a contract if you were going to sell. Your website has to have certain elements in place. I'm just going to show you a handful because I want you to get an idea of what I mean. When I go to a site, I have a matter of seconds to show a consumer who we are, what we do, where we do it, how to reach me, apply for financing, apply for maintenance, schedule service, request an estimate, online estimate. These are our basics without them moving anywhere. So when somebody comes to your site, do they have to hunt? Do they have to sift? Do they have to search? Do you have a page that says our services? Or do you have each individual service properly indexed on the site with the right content designed to convert the consumer if they land there? Same thing. Who we are, what we do, where we do it, click to call, how to reach you, how to reach you, how to reach you. Just go to another one. Who we are, what we do, click to call, where we do it, how to reach you, how to reach you, how to reach you, how to reach you, how to reach you. Keep going through each one of them. This is, look, Pazer. So, little things. You can lose a client for anything. You can lose a prospect because they land on your site and they don't think you have financing. You can lose a prospect because they land on your site and it's 6 p.m. at night, you're closed, but they want to book an appointment and they know they can't call you today. So they're going to look for a company that provides emergency service, even though they don't need the service till tomorrow or the next day, because they're busy. So they don't book appointments right then. You'll notice each one of our clients has this little button up here. It's an online scheduling system. If your customers are looking for your services when they free up, when their time is, you guys are busy, right? In the middle of the summer, do you have time for your marketing companies? No, like we don't exist. We stalker call the heck out of our clients. Because we're like, are you getting your reviews? I noticed you don't have reviews coming in. You need to get them. You're still going on appointments. They don't answer our calls. Consumers are just as busy. Every family is busy. They got soccer, they got ballet, they have kids' activities, they have business, they have work, they have homes, they have maintenance things going on. Everyone is busy, so we have to make sure when they come to your site, it is simple. If they come, they have the ability to schedule an appointment. Right now, even if it's a 15-minute phone call for tomorrow, so you don't lose the opportunity because it's 10 p.m. or 2 a.m. Simple, simple. All leads and opportunities into one database. These sites, from a design standpoint, it's not just products. We can't just focus on only products. We've got to make sure that it is very clean, very clear, that they have a reason to come back to or stay on your site. Little things like this. One of the number one reasons, the other one's different, but one of the number one reasons that dealers get negative reviews, what do you think it is? A is don't show up for an appointment. That's a quick way to get it. What's the second one? Yeah. You ever done a service call, go out, change a battery in a thermostat, and then send them a bill? Woo, hoo, hoo. They don't like that. Flip a breaker, send them a bill. Now, it costs you time, driving time, money. I mean, it costs you all these things, but consumers don't like that. So, little things. Give them the ability to go troubleshoot that stuff on their own. You also need to give them a reason to come back. Why would I bookmark an HVAC site? It's that cool of a business, right? I'm going to come back and read the blog on Saturday. Okay? It's not that cool, so you've got to give them something that is. Giving them the ability to come back, troubleshoot the problem. If it resolves it, great. Say, glad we could help you. Bookmark our site, come back and use it again. If it doesn't resolve it, you need expert care. Schedule an appointment today. Simple things make big, big differences. All right? Now, let me click back on this so I can see where I was. All right, so web content. Let me just touch on content. Anybody seen Bruce Almighty? The movie? You remember that movie? Okay, you like that movie. You remember when God's in this warehouse and he's standing there and there's this filing cabinet and he was like, look, everything you've ever thought, everything you've ever said, everything you've done is in this drawer. And this drawer flies across this entire warehouse. That is Google. When you go to Google and you type in, somebody give me a city that you're located in that I can spell. Give me a city. Louisville? Can we do that? All right. All right, so we'll go here. This is that drawer flying across the warehouse, and it has, survey says, how many pages in it? 508,000 pages in it. Okay? Think of it like a file drawer. If I want somebody to file a piece of paper, I'm afraid to move the computer. Move this thing. If I want someone, a receptionist, to file this piece of paper so someone else can find it in the future, if I write services on the top of it, but you're looking for AC repair, and she files it in the services bucket, can you find it? Here's the difference. If you have a page on your site with this awesome word, guess how many people are in that same drawer? Woo! No, thank you. How about this? No, thank you. This. Remember this. In order for you to make any money, you have to be in 10 of that. Whatever that number is. Give me a city that's outside of Louisville. Is it Louisville or Louisville? Louisville? I was right the first time? Shoot. Louisville. Do I gotta say it like that? Louisville. Give me a city outside of Louisville. Okay. Give me another city. All right, we're lower. So how many did we have in Louisville? Louisville. Okay. How many here? 438. That's a little easier. You got clients in that area? Absolutely, that's a good area. Give me another city. Go further out. Give me a town. Say it again. Is that right? Okay. Notice Google's telling me what people look for. Those are LSIs, the recommendations. Google's saying exactly what they're looking for. So I'm just going to go for this one first. How many we got now? Would you rather have 80% within this bucket or 0% within the big bucket? Louisville. Right? I'd rather have this. For us, it takes us about 30 days per 100,000 to get somebody onto page 1 of Google. Here's your math. You would invest in search engine optimization for 3.5 to 4 months, given all things are good, not violating any of the laws of Google, and you can start making money on that phrase. One phrase, looking about $30 a month. That's not bad, right? Here's the reverse. How much it costs for a thumbtack lead? You want to use thumbtack? Okay, there's tons of lead services like that. Cost $70, 10 of you get to go out, whoever gets to the house first, congratulations, you pay per lead. Versus own that spot. So this search area is broken into 3 buckets. One is pay-per-click. That's these. Anything that says ad. Those are pay-per-click. What kind of investment is that? Long-term compounding interest or burn and turn? Burn and churn with a tiny bit of long-term permanent interest because Google plays favorites for SEO for those who are paying for pay-per-click. All right, tiny bit. What is this? Google Maps, which is Google My Business Listing. If you go to Google and you type in Google My Business Listing, it's going to show up. This is free. Anybody that calls you and tries to sell you on this is not telling you the truth. Now, if you want to have somebody set it up for you, you can do that. You should technically set it up and then let them optimize it and manage it. You need to own it. Anybody ever let a marketing company buy their domain name, set up a social media account, set up their local listings, set up their Google Analytics, and then when it comes down to you wanting to leave and do something else, you can't move? Everyone's faced that. Don't let people buy your stuff for you. No. That's their business model to keep you. That's not good. You guys need to keep your own logins and passwords. Google Maps. This area right here, if you have a physical office in the location that the consumer is looking, you can use Google Maps to rank in new business right now. It's also one of the most widely utilized tools for the person who got a referral that went to go look you up online. So if somebody refers someone to Folks Heating and Cooling, one of our clients, this is what they're going to go look for. They're typically, all I did was put in their company name. You want to make sure if you Google your company name, your website shows up. You don't want Yelp there first. You do not want Yelp there first, or Better Business Bureau. Remember, we go back to, you have to do the right things in the right order in the right time. If you invest in Yelp before you invest in your own website getting ranked, where are you sending somebody to? Another list of what? Options. Everyone starts at Google, then they get to Yelp, then they get to Home Advisor, then they get to Angie's List. Own that for your own business before you go spending money and helping Yelp's margins. Okay, can you do it? Yeah. Should you? At some time, right now or before you own perfect rank for everything? Absolutely not. This is typically what they're going to do. They're going to type in your company name with the word reviews. Then they're going to find your website. Now you notice that Yelp's going to start popping up. And then they're going to look at this number right here and they're going to make a decision if they keep looking or if they go with your company based on this. You got to know this number. It's got to be intentional that you're going after getting these reviews. Let me tell you the easiest way to get the reviews and what provides the most compounding interest impacts on your business. There's an app. You put it on your phone. There's only 2 review companies. Let me back up. There's only 2 review companies that allow reviews to be posted on your site in a format that allows them to be optimized for Google search. So all those other companies out there that say, we'll give you a widget, you can put it on your website. That's like putting your reviews in a coffee can. People can't see inside of it, or people can see inside of them, Google can't see them. So it doesn't help. So that app, Nearby Now, you install it on your phone. When you go on a job site, pick up your phone, tap the app, you check in. You say, installing a new air conditioner. Like this. Okay, that's a check-in. So all they did was they went on a job. He said air duct cleaning. This one said no air code. This one said finished PMA. They should not write it like that. They should write installing a new air conditioner. They should use key phrases that consumers would search for in their search. That's funny. Okay, so every time you get done with the job, first you check in. That pins a little icon to Google with hopefully what you put in there as search phrases, and gives you the ability to have a new page optimized on your website with new content. That's just from you checking in. When you get done on the job, just like you normally would, you ask that you're showing them the thermometer, show them how to program the thermostat, whatever it is, and you ask them, would you mind if I sent you a quick tip? Well, first of all, are you happy? And if they were grumpy, Don't ask us, okay? I have a hotline for that. That's a phone number they need to call. Give them a place to complain, by the way. Don't let them just sit there and steam, because they'll find their own spot. So give them a home for complaints. If they're happy, tell them, would you mind if I sent you a text message real quick? And would you be willing to leave a quick review? I got to come home with one. My receptionist gets mad when I walk in without them. If you're there and you're looking into their retina and their soul, do you think they're going to be more likely to give you a review? On site, absolutely. Is review permanent? Compounding? Absolutely. So as you check in, client leaves a review, that's over here, gives you a pin on the map, gives us content for your site, and it allows us to build city pages. So remember, Google's deaf and blind. No content, no braille to crawl, doesn't know. On one hand, I need one page per search term, keyword, or service that a customer would look for. In your mind, AC installation and AC replacement, is it the same thing? In a consumer's mind, they're not. Not always. Same thing with your version of, in this area, you sell furnaces, correct? And if someone moves here from California, you sell heaters, period. That's how it works. Anywhere in the country, they decide what they call it, even though it's something different, all right? You have 6 primary key phrases for air conditioning, 6 primary key phrases that people look for heating. AC repair, service, installation, replacement, maintenance, tune-up, heating or furnace. Repair, service, installation, replacement, maintenance, tune-up. Those are the 6. You have variations of those. The difference between heater and furnace, AC, air conditioner, air conditioning. What they don't look for is cooling repair, which I see on websites all the time. They don't look for that. That's an industry term. So if I want this page to get filed inside that big drawer in that warehouse drawer, I got to label it right. That's just going to get it in that drawer. In order to get it from the back of the drawer to the front of the drawer, Google wants to know the same thing your customers want to know. Do other people trust it? This is link building, social media, social sharing, commenting, links from local listings, directories, reviews. Now we're back to the all-encompassing marketing plan. The more popular this page becomes because of backlinks or link building and social popularity, the higher it ranks on Google. Here, for example, let me pull up a couple of them for you. Every phrase, okay? Every phrase, central air conditioning service, Viera, emergency air conditioning repair, clean air defense service, Melbourne, AC specialist. This is the key phrase. This is the rank. This is the page with exactly that content on it. So when you start tallying up AC repair, and then you say all the cities and towns that you want to be able to do business in, that would be a lot of content, right? So here's the benefit. If you go after your service pages through traditional content and marketing, and you use a review capture system during your busy season, you guys are there. Now you have pages that are labeled for cities first. So remember, just like a file, you have a green hanging file, you have a manila file, you have a piece of paper, and it's got a label on it. Somebody's got to file that. Google's looking at what is the title up top. So instead of air conditioning, it's Jacksonville, Florida. And then what is the service? Does that make sense? City first, service second. Here, because you have limited space for your URL, for your titles. Here, it's called the H1 title. In these, service first, 1 or 2 cities second. The combination of them both, Google all of a sudden knows who you are, what you do, and what? Where you do it. Where you do it. And now you can start getting ranked. It's that simple. The digital space. I showed you this one, Google Maps. So we have ads. What kind of investment is it? Burn and churn. Google Business Listing, what kind of investment is it? Compounding interest. We have organic. This is the highest quality client you can get, showing up in the organic space here. This phrase, if I go search for just this phrase, so there's 537,000 pages. I have ads, and then immediately I have the page, and notice here it says AC Service Specialist, Melbourne, Florida. Service, location, or location service, either way. Because this has so many backlinks and gets shared, and we've got blog posts being written about it and so forth, this page is now number 1 of how many pages? That's how you make money. How to change it even more? Google has somewhat recently, launched another major code requirement change called schema for HVAC. So I don't want to get too nerdy on you. Head hurt bad. But what do you see about this page? So I'm looking for one of our clients. It happens to be residential heat and air, which is this client site. What do you notice about these listings? 525 pages coded with a cumulative listing of their reviews showcased on the front of Google. In this environment, we've changed the mold, where literally you can be on page 1 of Google sitting in position 5 or 8, and you can convert, let's go AC repair, let's go to Dallas. You can convert 80% of the traffic. Which site stands out? All you got to do is get people to show the love. That's it. Okay, we have to think very logically here. We also have to think in a wider breadth of funnels. We have to do the right things in the right order at the right time. How long do you guys think the technology behind a website lasts? Thoughts? He said 2 minutes. Which is it?
6 months.
6 months. That's about it. The average dealer has their website for 5 years plus. And worse, the average contractor, when they replace their site, they typically choose from either A, all of the scam artists that contact you guys like you have a giant target on your back. B, they go with the triple Fs. You know what those are? It's the triple Fs. Come on, guess. Friends. Free. Perfect. What else? Perfect. Friends, family, fools, free, all of it. And stay away from the DIY. You guys, fix a drain, reconstruct, fix your roof. Don't build your website. Okay? That's the challenge. You're literally looking at about 6 months in between every major change. So we need to get you in a position where A, you're caught up to today's requirements. Do you have an AMP built website, which is accelerated mobile pages? If you guys go on your phones and you type in the word Trump and hit search, you're going to see story, 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 and right underneath all those stories, it's going to say AMP page. That's also a new requirement. Well, shouldn't say requirement yet. It's a recommendation. Accelerated mobile pages. They make your website, it removes all the junk, it makes it display quickly on a mobile phone. Schema. Yes, sir.
This morning you did a search locally on websites that had schema on
Oh, so forget about that. You guys are the first speaking event, and I've been a lot of places in the last few months. You notice that what you don't see here? So I'm in Louisville. What do I not see? Nowhere. I have not seen this across the country in any area that I've done speaking events for when I've looked. 0. I've seen one, seen a handful, but I haven't seen 0. So here's the thing about these, thank you for bringing that up. Here's the thing about these kind of opportunities. They don't last forever. What happens when every developer knows how to do this and every contractor has that on their site? Does it have the same weight? Totally. That was in California last week. So you guys have the opportunity right now to be able to nail that and be a showcase dealer that stands off that page and be able to capture that business. I don't know how long that's going to be there. No different than this. Your Google business listing has always been free, the Google Map area. That's always been something you can generate a ton of business from. However, what is different? What do you notice different about this map search? It says Google guaranteed. It's first, came up before the ads. What else? It is the ads. Here's the deal. And this is why you guys stay away from looking for an agency that is in your neighborhood. They're local. You don't, our experience, because we have pockets of clients across the entire country and abroad, we get to see what Google's doing, because Google tests, and a lot of times it tests in California. So I get to see in California, what Google did was take an entire region and take everyone who was previously answering phone calls, making money, going through new business like crazy from their Google business listing, and in one day, cut off their phone calls and replaced them with ads. One day. Imagine if that was your sole way to generate business. That's how you're getting your business. You worked in Sacramento, that's how you get it. And then boom, tomorrow it's gone. Not coming back anytime soon. It didn't just go there. It kept moving. Oh. So that was Sacramento. Now look, it's in Richmond, Concord, Antioch, Walnut Creek. It's also over in Santa Cruz, Santa Barbara. So what that tells us is this test is working in their mind. The test is working. Yes. So anybody that is counting on that, you can't count on one thing forever. So don't get pigeonholed into saying, this is how I get my business. I do all referral business. That might work for a while until your consumer base changes. Worst part about that is you don't even know if they don't call. You'd never know. It's invisible. You got to have a wide breadth of things. Go where you know customers are. Think more like human, like dad, like homeowner, and how you function instead of like business owner and marketer. And we'll make better decisions. You guys, a couple things. You have a sheet like this. I told you I could talk for like 14 days on this stuff. I covered 2 slides. Okay, so you have a sheet like this. Grab these sheets. If you don't have one, raise your hand and we'll get you one. Kat has it. Kat, will you guys hand them out? Thanks, guys. So you guys fill this out. Pretend that your mother was checking your grammar and your handwriting when you fill it out for us. If you have a business card, attach that too. What we'll do is we will go through and run about $2,000 in reports. We're going to check your local listings, which I didn't even get to cover. That's huge. Top 70 local listings accounts, one of the biggest ways contractors get scammed all day long. It has your company name, your address, and your competitor's phone number. And it happens constantly. We didn't cover social. We didn't cover a lot of stuff. All right, so fill this out. We will go through and do a complete analysis, run a ton of different reports. We'll set up time to review those reports with you and help you really get an idea of why, why things are not working, why things or what could work better. And it's all about we call it a SWOT. So it's what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what are your opportunities, and what are your threats? Is there anything that's potentially hurting you, preventing you from getting business in the door? And if you need help, we can absolutely help. We've been doing HVAC for 10 years now, and I apologize. profusely. I have videos of me standing on stage 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, and I used to literally stand up and say, anybody is, they're ridiculous if they think that marketing for this company versus that company is different. Y'all have Mother Nature, which changes your whole business model. 6 months of the year, you have a different business than the other 6 months. And for 4 months of the year, or 6 months, depending on your spring and fall, that's an entirely different business model. People need to have experience in your industry. So now you got to find someone that understands web, search, social, mobile, local, and HVAC. But it's different. So we'll help you. We know this industry. Pat's got 30 years experience in HVAC, was a client of ours for years. And I mean, he knows it. So we'll set up a strategy session. We have a lot of speaking events, so we have a limited calendar space. As soon as you can get on the calendar, get the time slot. It's totally complimentary. We're not salespeople, we're educators. It's what we do. At least walk away with information on your business of what's working, what's not working, the why behind it. And even though you have a headache afterwards, it'll at least give you some clarity to be able to start planning. What do you want to do? What's next? Anybody have any questions? Yes.
I was curious how people search. I search by zip code. Is that odd?
Yes.
Or do a lot of people?
That's odd. At some point, a marketing company told you to provide zip codes, my guess?
No, I just.
No?
Pizza 47150.
Oh, that's funny. Very infrequently. The majority of people that search by zip codes, it's typically because a marketing agency said you need to give me your key phrases by zip code. Because if I search, here's how you tell. Give me a zip code here.
Well, like over Indiana 47150.
This is how you're going to tell. Really low amount of pages in the drawer. So the number of pages typically is going to coincide with the amount of population and opportunity and time to get there.
Try to change that to New Albany,
Okay. So yeah, so that can be good. I want the lowest number of pages with the highest number of searches. That one makes me nervous.
Sure.
Because it's so different from this. So that probably has a higher population, which I can tell because it's got a greater number of pages, bigger opportunity. It also is going to take you longer to get ranked here. This is 9 months of work, okay, versus something that's 3 months. All right, so we're here. If you have questions, come and see us. Other than that, sign up for a strategy session. Is this helpful? Do you have a headache? Are you good? You guys are awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. No liquor.